So hello everyone. We are here today to discuss the lesson 3, understand the principles of tourism and tourism professional. So in this section, the most essential terms relevant to the study of curriculum to demonstrate the ULOA will be operationally defined to establish a common frame of reference as to how the texts work in your chosen field or career. You will encounter these terms as we go through the study, banquet, and catering. So the first is the UNWTO, or the United Nations World Tourism Organization, is the United Nations specialized agency entrusted with the promotion of responsible, sustainable, and universally accessible tourism, having its headquarters in Madrid, Spain. Second is the TPCB, or the Tourism Professional Certification Board. So this um, certification board refers to the government board and or agency authorized by the government of each Asian member state, primarily responsible for the assessment and certification of tourism professional. For the third, the TESDA, or the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, is the government agency tasked to manage and supervise technical education and skills development in the Philippines. And it was created by the virtue of Republic Act 7796, otherwise known as the Technical Education and Skills Development Act of 1994. So for the fourth, the Asian MRA-TP, or the Asian Mutual Recognition Arrangement on Tourism Professionals. It is designed to enable the mobility of employment for skilled tourism labor within each member state and to recognize the skills and qualification of working tourism professionals from different Asian countries. So let's proceed to the tourism and the tourism professional. So according to the United Nations World Tourism Organization, tourism is a social, cultural, and economic phenomenon which entails the movement of people to countries or places outside their usual environment for personal or business or the professional purposes. So these people are called the visitors, which may be either tourists or excursionists, residents or non-residents. And tourism has to do with their activities, some of which involve tourism expenditure. So the meaning of the tourism is very much familiar to us. So next is United Nation the United Nations World Tourism Organization definition of tourism indicates that through tourism is an industry in itself. There are support industries that help it make an industry. The umbrella concept of tourism, which various sectors either directly or indirectly participate in tourism activities, are linked, and thus, due to this interdisciplinary and complex subject, defining tourism is critical, as the meaning of tourism might differ depending on the field of the study by Ganem 2017. So the Tourism Act of 2009, or the Republic Act 9593, identifies the tourism enterprises and classifies them as a secondary and primary enterprises include travel and tour services, land, sea, and air transport services exclusively for tourist use, accommodation establishment, convention and exhibition organizers, tourism state management services, and such other enterprises as may be identified by the Secretary. So after due consultation with concerned sectors, while the rest are classified as secondary type. So tourism is also supported by many industries that provide products and services that are needed by the primary and secondary enterprises of tourism. So third, the ASEAN Mutual Recognition Arrangement for Tourism Professional, signed last 2012 by all AMS, A tourism professional is a person who holds the nationality of an AML certified by the Tourism Professional Certification Board. In the Philippines, the TPCB is a Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or the TESDA. This government agency was established by the Republic Act number 7796 and signed into law by President Fidel V. Ramos on August 25, 1994. So this was enacted to encourage the full participation and mobilization of the tourism industry, labor divisions, local government units, and technical vocational institutions in developing the skills of the country's human resources. So TESDA has promulgated several tourism qualifications in the NC 2 to 4 levels, based on the Philippine qualification framework, and of these qualifications have been aligned with the ASEAN Mutual Recognition Arrangement of Tourism Professional. So in the TESDA National Certificate release, the words aligned with the ASEAN MRA on TP appears to indicate that the qualification has been reviewed and promulgated with the ASEAN MRA TP. So TESDA is also a help to some people to work to develop more their skills and to help them earn, especially the person who has a disability. So the discussion will be continued by Miss Erno.
Next is the ASEAN Mutual Recognition Arrangement on Tourism Professionals initially identified 2 primary and 6 secondary labor divisions. These are the 30 job titles and 54 qualifications that have been identified from the 242 competency standard in the Common ASEAN Tourism Curriculum. There are additional labor divisions that are currently being defined by the ASEAN. These are the meetings, incentives, conventions, exhibitions, and spa and wellness. And these are presented in the table below. So through this table, we can identify what kind of specific jobs under each services and to recognize what are the specific qualifications. So meaning under each job, we need to hire those who are really fit for the job, of course, and those who have the profession for the specific job. Like for an instance, for the hotel services, we have different categories for the specific job, and these are the front office, housekeeping, food production, food and beverages. And for the travel services, we have the travel agencies, the tour operation. So under the front office, we have the front office manager, palihog kog baba. We have the front office manager, the front office supervisor, receptionist, telephone operator, and bellboy. And under the maglisod og ano. Ma-pause ang recording. Hello, ay guys, wait lang. My gosh. Housekeeping, we have the executive housekeeper, laundry manager, floor supervisor, laundry attendant, room attendant, and public area cleaner. And for the food production, we have the executive chef, demi chef, commis chef, chef de part, commis chef, pastry, baker, and butcher. So for the food and beverages, we have the F&B director, F&B outlet manager, the head waiter, bartender, and waiter. So under the travel services, we have the travel agencies, general manager, assistant general manager, senior travel consultant. And for the tour operation, we have the product manager, sales and marketing manager, credit manager, ticketing manager, and tour manager. So various labor divisions and qualification in the common ASEAN tourism curriculum. So these are the qualifications for the food and beverages. We have a total of 9 certificates. For the food production, we have 10 certificates. For front office, we have 5 certificates. Housekeeping, a total of 5 certificates. Tour operation, 12 certificates. And for the travel agencies, we have 11 certificates. So to sum it up, the ASEAN Mutual Recognition Arrangement on Tourism Professionals. So this was designed to enable the mobility of employment and to recognize the skills and qualification of working tourism professionals from different ASEAN countries and to recognize what are the specific qualifications. That's all.
Pakibaba ang Sige, dara. There are many workers in tourism industry. There are also many trainings and educational institutions offering tourism and hospitality related programs and a great number of students taking technical and vocational education for a training of tourism qualifications or higher education institution program. We all know that our industry is very big and there are a lot of people who work in our industry. So in order for you to be fit in the position of any aspects of hospitality and tourism industry, you need to undergo a lot of trainings, educational trainings, so that you can be fit for that position. So for the purposes of ASEAN MRATP, assessments and certifications are highly encouraged for individuals to indicate that their learned competency standards have been assessed by the third party agency recognized by ASEAN. All AMS will be identified and TPBC to assess candidates on on the various qualifications wherein the Philippines is the TPBC. So ang MRATP is kanang mo ni siya ang kanang facilitate for the tourism professionals sa ASEAN-based tourism qualifications and kanang mo po ni siya ang kanang ga-improve of quality of service and tourism professionals. Di bali mo ni siya ang mga help to kanang help the individuals to improve their skills so that they can be fit for the position on any work in our industry. So if naa kaning MRATP nga trainings or kuan kay kanang you are kanang alat kanang dako ka og opportunity nga makatrabaho sa mga Asian countries. Then here in the Philippines, kanang we have TESDA. TESDA is very important because this will help individuals by developing their skills in kanang rigorous training program that will boost their chances of employability. Then, the qualification of tourism professionals may be recognized by other AMS and they will be eligible to work in any AMS provided that a valid tourism competency certificate in a specific tourism job title as specified in ASEAN Common Competency Standards for Tourism Professional or ACCSTP issued by the TPCB in any AMS is presented. The eligibility to work in a country will be subjected to prevailing domestic laws and regulations. So, ang ACCSTP kay mo ni siya ang issued sa certificate for tourism professional to be eligible for work. Next day. Taas. Taas pa day gamay. There are many processes in tourism industry that have been computerized. However, the uniqueness of the tourism industry is the most of the services that need to be rendered require an actual person. Robots and service can be replaced of some operations, but the personal touch is still needed in the points of the service. The hospitality and tourism is delivered by tourism professionals who work in the various sectors or tourism. So, karon there are a lot of technology arises. It is really important in tourism industry kay to make kanang easier and faster like kanang mga machines and all. But then ang naka-unique sa ato ang industry is that you need a person to kanang perform the services to the guests and to the customers and guests. That's all.